intelligence in agriculture. The topics I'm going to look at today is what is artificial intelligence? Application of artificial intelligence in agriculture. What is IoT and application of IoT in agriculture? Now, I want us to look at artificial intelligence. Before we can understand what artificial intelligence is, we have to first understand what is intelligence. Intelligence generally is defined as the ability to adapt to change. Because it's only when you adapt to change that new things can come out. We all know about Darwin's theory where he stated that only the intelligent creature, those who adapt to changes, survive. All those who not adapt to changes died off. So in order to be intelligent, you must to change with your surrounding. There must be some changes. So artificial intelligence is trying to mimic natural intelligence because that Darwin's theory was natural selection, which is like natural intelligence. Only the one animal that are intelligent survive. So we are not trying to mimic that particular intelligence in a machine. So we now come up with what's called artificial intelligence. The word artificial intelligence was first used by John McCann. He's a computer scientist who tried to mimic the way we reason with the way that human beings reason naturally with a machine. So he now coined up that name, artificial intelligence. It has been dying. This artificial intelligence has been dormant for a while, but recently it has picked up more gain. Now, there are three different types of artificial intelligence. One, we have the artificial narrow intelligence. Now, this is the artificial intelligence where we train a machine to do a specific kind of job, which is what we do now. This is the level at which we are now in artificial intelligence all over the world. Everything you see, humanoid robots, all of them, they are still within artificial narrow intelligence because their job of the intelligence is specific. Then we have artificial general intelligence. Now this is where machines become so intelligent that it doesn't do only specific things. From the specific thing, it change into another. We have not reached this stage yet in artificial intelligence, but we are trying to do. We have come to some stages where they are having some similar things. Now, we have the last one, which is called the artificial super intelligence. This is a predicted artificial intelligence that will happen in the future, where that machine is completely has surpassed human intelligence. So when that situation reaches, that means that machine can now properly think more than the human being, can now do things better than the human thing, and even create a human if possible. Now, that being said, let's go straight to artificial intelligence now. Now, artificial intelligence itself is mostly about the reasoning part of the machine. But to achieve artificial intelligence, there are other things that have to go with it. First of all, to understand what automation is. We first have to understand what machine learning is. We have to understand what deep learning is, and so on and so forth. So, in agriculture, just like in every other field of artificial intelligence, we have used these technologies to actually achieve agricultural purposes. Now that you understand what artificial intelligence is, we are now going to look at it more in details. Automation is defined as the ability to make a machine respond to something automatically without human endeavor. That means humans have little or no contribution to the performance of that particular task. So we say that thing has been automated. Now, automation does not only mean intelligence, because we could have a machine that is autonomous, but not intelligent. For example, if you have a machine that picks something from one point to the other point, one thing until it is off, and when it on, it continues. That's not an intelligent machine. Though the job was done without an human intervention, so it's automation. You understand now? It's automatically working. Now, but if we decide to now pick or reject picking, if the machine is either pick or he reject the picking, if that's not what he was supposed to pick, so he reject it. Now, there is some reasoning in this kind of machine. So we are saying we have introduced artificial intelligence, that the machine is not intelligent to know what to pick and what not to pick. So, but in the other instance, it was just picking. No matter what you keep there, it picks and it drops, it picks and it drops. So in that case, it's an autonomous machine. Machines could be autonomous without being intelligent. Are you following? But almost all intelligent machines are actually autonomous. So that's what you have to understand. Then, in order for a machine to be intelligent, we have to come to machine learning. Machine learning is just a computer science algorithms that has been trained to recognize certain patterns. These patterns are now introduced into the sense memory of these machines. With this, there are different types of machine learning algorithms. Because when you talk about machine learning, you're only talking about algorithms, formulas that helps us train a machine. You know, the popular ones is the one artificial neural network. We have the there's so many theories there anyway. Now let's go to application of artificial intelligence. Now, artificial intelligence can be applied in different areas of agriculture. We'll talk about in the production area. We can use machine learning to come up with a map to identify diseases in crops. Now, if we can use algorithm to classify and define this with a good accurate percentage, we are sure that if we program this algorithm into a machine, he will repeat the same task with the same percentage accuracy. So the machine learning is an algorithm which the machine uses. But without even having a machine, we could run that algorithm on our own and see its classification performance. So artificial intelligence can be added to crop production, crop breeding, irrigation, and so on and so forth. But you see, if we have a situation where let's go to like maybe insect classification. For example, we could classify insects within that area. We can do artificial intelligence theoretically before we come to the practical one. Because in the practical one, we are now making machine on ground. But the first point of artificial intelligence is to go to theory, where you can use machine learning algorithms to behave, to classify, to identify, to specify, to detect, and then test the performance of this algorithm to see the percentage of classification. If you can get up to 80% classification correctly and above, we know that this algorithm is performing very well with machine learning techniques. Now, in agricultural engineering, we have branches like farm power, crop processing, structures, crop soil and water, irrigation, and maybe new innovations. So, in the area of farm power, we have what we call a video of driverless tractors, where tractors are now being driven without the help of a driver. So, which means we are assuming that this tractor is having certain artificial intelligence technology like machine vision. Machine vision means the ability for the machine to see and interpret what he sees and make decisions based on what he sees. So, which means we cannot achieve machine vision without the camera. Whatever the camera is depends on what you actually want the machine to see. So, for that tractor must have first a machine vision technology embedded in it before decision is made, so that it can travel. Decision could be made from GPS. That is, after he has gotten all the pictures of the environment load into this tractor, then the tractors can use those results to determine where to go left, or where there is suspect to have an obstacle, and so on and so forth. Planters now are designed these days to select if seeds are viable before they are planted. That decision making is an artificial intelligence activity, because an autonomous planter will plant any seed thrown on it. But when that machine has start making selection, meaning he has start reasoning to know which seed is viable to plant and which seed is to be rejected, it has become intelligent. We say that machine is now smart. That's another word for it. Without putting artificial intelligence, we say that machine is now smart machine. So when we come to processing, so many qualities have been. Mostly, image processing is one of the basic image processing and machine vision is one of the basic things in processing, because what we are looking for is quality, and quality mostly is determined by sight, pictures, view. Though we can also use sound and other engineering properties to achieve artificial intelligence, but the majority of the work that has been done in processing activity of crops are mostly based on machine vision technology, because cameras are used to detect diseased crops, big, short, fat. Whether we are sorting or we are grading the crops in issue of quality, we are using machine vision technology to achieve those goals before we can decide which one is good, which one is bad, and which one should be left alone, or which one is okay. Now, when you come to irrigation, irrigation has been broken into so many areas. We have IoT, which I will discuss later, and into irrigation system, and we have artificial intelligence. These two technologies work hand in hand, but they are actually quite different technologies in general. IoT may not be smart, but they can still do the job based on the linkage. But we'll talk about IoT later. Now, but what we are now looking at here is to first of all look at the outlet filter. So in irrigation, we have automated pumps, driplets, driplet system that can also automatically off itself, time itself, take when the humidity of the soil or the moisture content of the soil is ready for irrigating. Now, all these are there. In the structural area, we are looking at the greenhouse. Most greenhouses these days are seriously automated. All the environments are controlled by sensors. We cannot talk about automation without talking about sensors. So sensors are a basic part of automation. Though we are not fully talking about sensors, so we're just introducing it now. So sensors, without sensors, you cannot achieve automation. But sensors don't come as a unit sensor. All sensors comes in different parts. The sensing part, the thinking part, which is the microcontroller, and then the actuator, the place that bring out the output of the sensor. So sensors are always coming in this batch. But naturally, as laymen, we always look at it from sensor. Sensor is just a part of the sensor. The whole unit is supposed to be a sensing device. Now, let's go to IoT. What is IoT actually? Internet of Things. Now, Internet of Things can also be autonomous, can also be intelligent, depending on what activity you want to achieve. When actually Internet of Things is classified as connection of devices through internet to achieve an intelligent job or an automated job. So which means you have to connect them with device. Let's assume, let me go to soil and water and look at irrigation pipe, for example. If you are a farmer and you are at home, your farm is probably 5 kilometers or 10 kilometers away, and you have automated your irrigation pump to maybe a Wi-Fi, which pick up sensors. Maybe there are moisture sensors, there are humidity sensors, there are temperature sensors. So you have already decided when this thing will on and off through a handset device, which is also connected to the Wi-Fi, which can also be connected to another Wi-Fi based on how long it takes to get to you, and other machineries. All these devices connect together to achieve this purpose is called Internet of Things, because without internet, they cannot operate. So internet is the device that produces. So which means if you are at home and it is time to irrigate, you can have a handset or a mobile app in your handset that gives you an alarm when this sensor is ready, when your pump is ready to be on. This alarm, you can sit at home, press it until the irrigation pump can go on, irrigation sprinklers can all on off until the water is enough, water concentration is enough. Then the mobile app will give you another alert to off it. You can off it and keep monitoring it without going to the farm. You can do these activities at home. So we say this is Internet of Things because without internet, you're always going to be on Wi-Fi to achieve this. So which means it's expensive technology because you must always be on the internet. Because if you off the internet, you won't get the information. Now, IoT has not only been on irrigation. IoT could be in anywhere. For example, you could decide to look at you could give a farmers some apps to fill in certain data based on food production, based on cross production, based on availability of any kind of agricultural inputs. These apps, as they're putting it, is automatically calculating itself based on any app you have or software algorithm you have done to give out a certain input or information to other farmers Like for example, you may make an app of Internet of Things of when is it ready for a farmer to plant. Do you understand now? And share it all through the farmers. And farmers can get alert showing them that it is not ready to farm. It's not ready to do this based on inputs that you put in. We can also use this information to gather available production of grains or farm in Nigeria by giving farmers to put in these apps in their phone, what they do in the farm, how many food do they produce. All this data can be gathered based on Internet of Things. If their handset is there, they fit it in with that mobile app, you get all these informations. And these informations can give, so there are many areas you can look at Internet of Things depending on choices. I won't be able to tell you all the areas because as we are moving in with these new technologies, we are going to other areas and we are making some experiments into those areas. Now, that being said, we have moved from mechanization in agricultural engineering to automation. That is what we call Industrial 4.0, which is new industrial revolution. And I want you to understand that whatever that can be mechanized can be automated. Any machine at all that can be mechanized can also be automated. So as future comes, all mechanized activity will totally be converted to automation. So this is the new technology in agricultural engineering that we are moving into. There are others, but for now, this is the basics of artificial